lesson, we are going to practice some of the cross method. The two numbers will be given to you, and in the first cases, the side two numbers will be given to you. When you add them, you should get this number, and when you multiply them, you should get this number. So let's see if we write the top one, and once you multiply, you should get the product here, and when you add them, you should get the sum over here. So for example, if I multiply 11 times -1, I should get -11 right here. And when we add these two numbers, 11 minus 1, then I should get 10 over here. Similarly, for number 2, I should get -11 times 7, so -77 here. -11 plus 7, -4 goes in here. For number 3, for example, 7 minus 1, that is sum, that goes in here as 6. 7 times -1 is -7, that goes here. So the top one is the product and the bottom one is the sum of the two number on the left and the right side. So the number on the left and the right side, when you multiply, you get the top number. When you add them, you got the bottom number. So 8 times -3 is 24. -24 goes on the top, and that's a product. When you add them, 8 minus 3, that is 5, that goes on the bottom, and that is a sum. So up to number 11, they are all the same type of questions. When you multiply the two left and right number, you goes on the top as -60, add them as 4, 12 minus 11 goes here, and 12 times 11 goes on the top. The top number is -32. 12 times -2 is -24 on the top. 12 minus 2 is 10, that is on the bottom. -42, 7 times -6, -42, 7 minus 6 is 1. 10 times -6 is -60 on the bottom, on the top, sorry. And 10 minus 6 is on the bottom, that is 4. Number 9 through 11 are the same types. And now I'm going to discuss number 12. Number 12 is different. Now the product is given and one of the left number is given. So what should be this number? When we multiply these two, we get -60. So we can easily assume that this number should be -10, because not +10 actually, because 10 times -6 is -60. And when we add them, 10 minus 6, we should get the bottom number, that is 4. Okay. Same thing for number 13. What should be this number? When we add them, we get 19. So that number should be 7. And what should be this number? When we multiply these two, we should get 84. So number 14, what should be this number? When we add these two numbers, we get +2. So that would be +6. And what should be this number? So that's a multiplication of the left and the right number. Multiplication of -4 and 6, that is -24. Number 15, the two numbers are given. So what should I have here? When we add them, we get 2. So here I should have -5, because -5 plus 7 is 2. And -5 times 7 is -35, that goes on the top. For number 16, what should be here, so that I can -1 from what number and gives me 7. So 8 minus 1 gives me 7. 8 times -1 is -8, that goes on the top. Some more question on the bottom side. Again, for number 17, what should be here? When we add them, we get 0. So that would be positive 12. And the multiplication of 12 and 12 is negative 44. What should be here for number 18? That gives me negative 4. So that is negative 9. And negative 9 times 5 is negative 45. Negative 5 plus 7 gives me 3. What goes here when we multiply, we get negative 100. So that would be 10 times negative 10. And 0 when we add them. For number 21, 11 plus. So what goes here? So that when we add them, we get 11. That is 4 plus 4. And 7 times 4 is 28. That goes on the top. So what goes in here? Left and right, when we multiply, we get 20. And when we add them, we get 9. So 4 and 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 plus 5 is 9. What goes in here? When we multiply, we get negative 36. So that's plus 6 and minus 6. 6 times negative 6 is negative 36, and 6 plus negative 6 is 0. Similarly, for number 24, what goes in here? That gives us sum as 19 and multiplication as 90. So that number is 10 and 9. What goes in here? So that sum is 10. And when you add them, you get 7. And those numbers are plus 5 plus 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 plus 2 is 7. So for number 26, what goes in here? When we add or subtract them, we get negative 4. And when we multiply, we get negative 60. And those numbers are negative 10 plus 6. You can see that when we multiply them, we get negative 60. Add them, we get negative 4. For number 27, you should have a 12 minus 10, because that gives me 2. And 12 times negative 10 is negative 120. For these two numbers, when we add them, we get 10 is 9 and 1. And when we multiply 9 and 1, we get 9. So these are the right option.